Good morning. I am here today with a brand new hot topic editor at Vision Magazine. Today's episode is all about technology, and we are going to chat to Saskia Calms and learn about the technological challenges she faced by creating a brand new magazine from start to finish. So Saskia, thank you for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a bit about your background. Were you confident with technology prior to starting Vision Magazine?
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. It's been such an amazing opportunity and I've learnt so much. But yes, honestly, I wasn't most confident with technology before this project. There were so many new softwares and apps that I had to get to grips with. Over my time, my knowledge built up and I became more confident using softwares like Photoshop and InDesign. These are the main two platforms I used in order to create my magazine front cover, double page spread and contents page.
What was the most useful integrated technology you used?
My phone for sure. My iPhone is an example of technological convergence, and I was able to take test shoots, email my models, research other magazines and source props and costumes. For example, I had a WhatsApp group with my models so that I could remind her about, what time her shoots was and what time she needed to and what she needed to bring.
Who knew phones could be such an important tool in creating a magazine? Anything else you found useful?
My iMac was essential to store all my files and folders, including all the images from my DSLR and the images I took during the test shoots. I used my desktop folders at every stage of the process and just kept adding them and organising them into dates in order to know which was the most recent version. At the planning stage, I implemented and tested various technologies to see which I was most comfortable using. I explored and investigated magazines using the internet, which allowed me to progress my production and document the findings on Blogger.
Which stage did you enjoy the most or find the most creative?
I really enjoyed the production stage, seeing all my ideas coming together and taking form. My Google Drive is amazing. It allowed me to store my photos, share my production, meeting agendas, edit my blog, write and share my drafts on the DPS, receive feedback interactively. I also spent a ton of time online researching and looking on YouTube, Pinterest and Board Panda for inspiration. During the production process, I developed, designed and mapped out my ideas and made countless drafts before I was eventually pleased with the aesthetics and felt like there was no more tweaking needed.
And that was it? Finished product?
At this point, it became apparent that the technology was starting to work in synergy as a part of a chain. Very few, if any, technologies were used in isolation. I think that was the biggest eye-opener for me, the fact that software, hardware and online technologies were integrated and convergent made life a lot easier. I can't imagine what it must have been like to make a magazine 30 years ago before the internet and before people had access to all this amazing technology.
I remember it well. There was a lot less Photoshop in magazines back then. Did you Photoshop your models?
I mean, only in terms of lighting, not to alter her appearance or body shape. Talk about cutting it out. I tried this process in Photoshop, so I thought it'd make everything look more professional and a lot cleaner. However, when I did it, I discovered it did the complete opposite, and I didn't like the outcome. I tried to use both white and coloured backgrounds to give it a proper shot. However, I ended up going back to the original background as I didn't like how it looked. I felt it was more aesthetically pleasing that way. I'm really aware of how prevalent filters in Photoshop can especially be on social media and how this can affect young women's confidence and self-image. I wanted to follow current trends like those used in Vogue and on ASOS and show my model her natural beauty. Surely that's what women want now, not digitally enhanced images, but authenticity.
I absolutely agree with you. Although I do love a bit of Photoshop now and then to get rid of the bags underneath my eyes.
Me too, don't we all?
Thanks so much for joining us today, Saskia, to reveal a little about behind-the-scenes process of constructing a magazine in today's digital age. Ladies, it sounds like your phone is your best friend when making a magazine.